Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 9 of Cups. This is going to be very, very good, right? Something in your life, I think, is really going to make you happy, okay? Now, we need some context around this. What is going on, right? What is it that are we concerned that something's making us unhappy, right? Yeah, 4 of Swords. I think that we are, something's happening with you that's really, really good, but there's part of us that doesn't believe it, right? It's kind of a too good to be true kind of scenario, maybe. Here's a 9 of Pentacles, gain, right? Seeing the visible signs of progress. We have a 7 of Wands. Well, we're used to it being challenging. We're used to kind of feeling as if we are fighting against the world, right? So now suddenly we've got a 9 and a 9. Suddenly things are working out and we're like, wait a minute. What's going on here? Here we've got the Moon. We've got the 8 of Wands. Got the Chariot card. The Eon card. The High Priestess, and are we 4 for 4 on the majors? No, we've got a Queen of Wands here. Interesting. Now, the Queen of Wands, it's our only court card, right? So it could very much represent you and this kind of a confidence, right? Kind of like a very self-possessed, authoritative, like very assertive, very confident energy. As a result of all of this really good stuff that we see here. I think with the Moon card up here, what we've really been hoping for is that we just kind of want the nightmare to be over, right? We've got that Moon card. The Moon is always this kind of a darkness. It could be a dark night. I feel like we're waiting for the nightmare to be over, but things are actually turning out much, much better than you imagined, right? And I think at first it's kind of a shock. At first it's kind of like we have a hard time believing it, but when we get over here to the High Priestess, then we start to realize that, okay, you know, I've got to accept that this is happening, that this is meant for me, that this is real, because I think you're leveling up in a very big way. We've got the Eon card here, we've got the Chariot, and the 9 of Pentacles, of course, is that visible sign of progress. This could be a work thing, it could be a financial problem for you. It could be something, it could be health related too, I think. It's going to be a lot better than you thought, okay? A lot better than you could imagine. So let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to put it over here, our very own Kelly Kapoor, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. Now, if at any point during this reading you feel like you know what that card is, go ahead and put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's make it an interactive group exercise of intuition. Okay, let's take a look around. We have our Moon card, Major Arcana Energy. And we have a lot of majors over here, but over here it's kind of like, this is what we're hoping for on the path of the dove. Our aspiration is just for the nightmare to be for the nightmare to be over. I just want this to end. I just want to kind of wake up and see tomorrow morning. I just want to make it through the night, right? And honestly, I can understand that feeling. We've been pretty sick here in our house. And last night in particular was a very feverish night for us. And I remember thinking, I just cannot wait for the sun to rise because I'm laying here trying to sleep, my fever, and everybody's coughing. We're all miserable. I just want the sun to rise in the morning and I want it to be a new day already, you know? And sure enough, here we are. It's a new day. Thanks everybody who offered their thoughts and prayers and their well wishes to us. We're still pretty sick, but we're getting through it. So I appreciate everybody kind of being there for us. It really means a lot to me. And I kind of feel like this is where you're at too. It's just kind of like, I just want the nightmare to be over. I just want the sun to rise. I want tomorrow to be a new day. Then over here, we're realizing that not only is it a new day and the dark night, the nightmare is over, but this is actually progress that I didn't even expect. You know, we've got that Chariot card here, we've got the Eon card, we've got the High Priestess. So the Eon card, I think, is really important because it shows us that this is really this has been a transitional period for you. This is how you are kind of making progress through this very fiery portal into the future, into the rest of your life, you know. And maybe you weren't really, you didn't know that this was the case. You didn't know that this was really taking your life into a direction or onto a level that you really want to be at, right? At the time, it just feels like suffering, you know. Now we have both of these cards are doorway cards, and with the Moon card, it's kind of like I don't know what the future is. I just am hoping that the sun will rise and that tomorrow will be another day. This is a doorway that says, hey, I can see what's at the end of this tunnel. It's really kind of a frightening experience. It's difficult, right? I mean, it's a doorway made out of fire, but I can see what's at the end of this, and I can see, oh wow, yeah, this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So what I want to do since we have this idea of the doorways, the two doorways, is do a Divine Doorway Oracle card. And we'll just dig in the middle here for a random doorway. Oh, that looks pretty nice. The Nomad. The nomadic wanderer lies deep inside, so take the leap now. Don't crawl back and hide. So we have the two doorways kind of crawling back and hiding, right, of this kind of this moon energy, you know. And then we've got the kind of the take the leap, you know, with the Eon card, this is really a new era in your life, right? And I think that it's important that you recognize the significance of this, because I feel like it is really a big change in your life. So we have our major arcana energies. We have fire, fire, fire. We've got water right in the middle, right where we need it, right here, present in your life. And we've got a little bit of air. And then, of course, we've got our earth energy here. So with the Seven of Wands in the background position, I feel like you've been through a lot of fights in your life, you know, a lot of challenges. And I think it's kind of, this is the energy that we're kind of bringing to the table today. This idea that things don't usually go my way. I usually have to fight for what I want, you know. I usually have to fight for what I need. There's usually a lot of opposition. It kind of has felt like it's us against the world, right? Well, suddenly now all of this is giving way to this very productive, very pleasurable and lucrative and rewarding time in your life. And it could be, we could be talking about finances. Maybe life has always been a financial struggle. And now somehow things are working out. Your finances are improving, and it feels really, really good. Suddenly there's all this abundance, and the Four of Swords is saying, wait a minute, let's not accept this yet, right? The Four of Wands is saying, I don't know that I fully believe that this is actually happening. So in some ways, this is a defensive thing. The fours very often are about our defenses, you know. So I feel like we're preventing ourselves from getting into a deeper hole or getting disappointed, or maybe from running into this Eight of Wands. We're protecting ourselves in a way by not letting this water energy in, by not feeling that pleasure and that joy and that happiness, that we're protecting ourselves from disappointment. Okay? So it's kind of like I'm refusing to believe in this. I'm refusing to feel it because there's no way. Because it's not what I'm used to in life, right? We're used to everything being a seven of Wands, but the Nine of Cups is right here front and center, and this really is the card of happiness. This is the card of kind of everything working out. This is the card of feeling as if as if all of your efforts really are making a difference, you know. And maybe all that fighting, maybe that Seven of Wands is really the experience that you had of going through this fiery doorway. And now you're receiving this Nine of Cups, this happiness, and you've earned it. And you deserve it. And the Four has to give way, I think, to the High Priestess, where we just kind of accept this as these kind of divine rewards for everything that you've suffered through, everything that you've worked toward. Now, it's not that you're being given a consolation prize. It's not that that the universe feels sorry for you and is just giving you something to appease you. No, you've worked very hard for something, and now you're breaking through to that next level, and you deserve to enjoy it, right? But I feel like there wasn't really this expectation of it being really great. I just kind of I wanted the bad stuff to go away. I wasn't expecting all this good stuff to be coming in its place, right? So it's a lot better than we expected, and that kind of spins us around a little bit into this Eight of Wands. Now, the Eight of Wands is sometimes this anxiety that things are just, there's so much excitement, so much energy that we just don't know which way is up. We don't know which way we're spinning. We don't know what to do with ourselves, right? And I think partly it's because, we weren't expecting to have all of this success or all of these resources or whatever's going on. And so now now it's like, I got to figure out what to do with it. You know, where to go? What do I want now? Because I didn't realize that I was going to have so many options suddenly, you know. The Eight of Wands is also talking about the speed at which this takes place, and the speed at which our Seven kind of gives way, right? That we're pushing against something, and then finally it just opens up and we're able to go through. And now it's like, oh, wow, okay, I don't know what to do now. I'm just so used to pushing against the obstacle that now that the obstacle's not there, now I've got to really figure out where to go, you know, what to do and what I want now. So I think that it's really that unexpected. It's, you know, like you're pushing against a door, and then, you know, for years and years and years, you're pushing against this doorway. Finally, the door flies open, and then you have to then remember, why was I going in here again? What was I trying to do? You know, so it's this kind of it's this sudden like lifting of the restriction, the sudden removal of the obstacle. And now we've got to refocus. We're so used to pushing. Now we've got to, you know, kind of put that tool away. Not everything's a nail. We don't have to be the hammer anymore. Now we're making the progress that we really have wanted all along. This is what we ultimately wanted. The Nine of Pentacles down beneath the surface. We wanted to make progress, but we are always running into this obstacle. Now the obstacle's gone, right? And we can make this progress again. We've got to get our bearings. Okay, it makes total sense to me. Getting our bearings again and figuring out, shaking off the bewilderment, you know, and then getting back in our chariot and moving forward. You know, if there's a roadblock and we've been sitting, you know, we've been sitting at the train. You ever get stuck waiting for a train to go by? You know, you're at the train tracks and you're in your car, and the train, it seems like it's an infinitely long train. It just goes on and on and on and on. We start thinking about stuff and tuning the radio and things. And then finally the train is done and the barricades, rise up. And we just, for a second there, it's like, wait, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm traveling to the store or to work or to home or something. And so it's kind of like this, we've gotten used to this block. You know, we've gotten used to that delay or that obstacle. And now that it's lifted, now that it's not there, it's going to take us a minute to kind of snap back to reality and think, okay, now I've got to just continue on this path that I was on. Now, I don't know exactly what this is relating. It feels like something financial to me. It might be something related to the home. Spirit showing me something about some silver jewelry. I don't know who's got the silver jewelry in your family, or if it's you there's some issue with some jewelry or something like that, right? I don't know if this has particularly anything to do with this, but it may. Sometimes these details come in just as confirmations and validations, right? If that's not meant for you, don't worry about it. But I am getting this kind of silver jewelry thing for someone. And I don't know if it's like a lot of jewelry or if it's one particular piece, but there's something about this silver jewelry. The Chariot card very often is about our home. It's about us putting down roots. It's about us realizing that we kind of have to build some fences around our life, right? That we kind of have to demarcate what is kind of meant for me. This is my field of operations. We have to sometimes we have to mark our borders, mark our boundaries, and just say, okay, this is my workspace, right? Or this is my living space, or this is kind of especially now, a lot of people are working from home, right? We're doing the remote work. Sometimes we have to really separate a place this is just for our work. This is the rest of my house, So I feel like that's kind of partly what you have to do now is you have to kind of organize your space a little bit. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if this is, maybe this is a financial breakthrough for you. Maybe this is maybe this is early retirement. Maybe this is the promotion. Maybe this is you getting the work from home kind of thing. But there's something about you marking off space and dedicating it for something. Okay. Next card is that Eon card, and this is that rebirth, that reawakening, the baptism by fire. Yeah, you've gone through the fire here, and I think it's really important for you to appreciate how much effort you've put into this. That you have earned it. You've got the scars, the bumps, the bruises, and the scrapes to prove how much effort you put into your life or whatever it is. Spirit's showing me that there's some sort of like a literal scar on your knee or something. I don't think this is from now. I think it's from when you were a kid or something, right? There's something with the knee. I think it's the left side. But a scar there, yeah. I don't know, from surgery or from an injury or something like that. But I feel like you kind of, you're going to wear that effort as kind of a badge of honor, that you're going to enjoy the life that you're entering into because of how much work you put into building it, right? Because of how much you had to endure to get where you are, that is kind of equal to how much you're going to enjoy it now, It's a very good problem to have. With the High Priestess card, this card's very much about the increase of things too. So I feel like this is really moving into a life of, I don't know how to say it, a life of luxury, right? A life of kind of good and easy flowing times. It's a new period of time for you. I feel like that constant struggle, that constant pushing against an obstacle, that is done, right? And I feel like now there's this increase of abundance. There's this increase of love and affection, of joy and pleasure. There's an ease to life now, right? More of an ease. There's more opportunities. There's more creative opportunities for you. Yeah. So there's a big increase in that, but we have to accept it. We have to embrace it. Okay. Now, Spirit's also telling me that you returned from a trip or something recently. I don't know if you went away for a month or something, but you just got back from somewhere, or like, because I'm feeling like you just got off a plane or something, right? You just kind of returned somewhere with all your bags. So I don't know if you're arriving at a destination or if you're returning home, but I feel like you just got done traveling. Yeah. The Queen of Wands up here at the top. Well, this is the kind of this is that fire, like you're still the same fiery person, right? You're still that same person that can push against those obstacles and that can endure. So it's, I don't know how to describe this exactly, because you're still the same person, but now it's just like you've paid your dues. You think of somebody who's living like an easy life and luxurious life, right? And you think, oh, that person's never had any challenges. That person just had it easy, silver spoon, born to luxury. But no, not you. You've earned it. And this is someone that now is kind of saying, darn right, I'm going to enjoy myself because I have earned it, right? And this is the perfect crown for this reading here. I think that's who you are. That's who you deserve to be. I want to look at the mystery card. I don't know. I'm trying to feel what this card is. Maybe it'll be the star, right? Your power card. I'll get to ring the bell. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Okay. An 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, or 7, excuse me. 7 of Pentacles, yeah. You've worked for this, you know. And I think that this is, now it's a 7. We have a 7 and a 7, right? Just like over here, we have a 9 and a 9. So what I'm seeing with the 7 and the 7 is that there have been a lot of obstacles to your success. That it seems like you've been trying and trying. You're not someone that quits or gives up, but it seems like there was always something to fight against. There was always a blockage, right? It was always like fixing something. We're always playing catch up. We're always like coming from behind. We're always trying to get out of a hole, yeah? Whereas now, we've got the 9 and the 9 where it just feels like you're doing everything right. That everything you touch just brings so much success. It's like now you've got that silver spoon in your mouth, you know, but you weren't born with it. You've earned it, you know. You have gone through a lot of difficulties, a lot of failures to get the success that you have now. And so in this sense, yes, you really do deserve all of the luxury. You deserve to kick your feet up. You deserve to have all the joy and all the love that life is offering you right now. And I think this is showing your tenacity, where you didn't give up. There were a lot of obstacles, a lot of obstructions to your I don't know if it's financial. I'm thinking financial, to your progress. You know, a lot of, you know, what other people would maybe call failures, or things that didn't really pan out, or things that weren't as successful as we would have hoped. You never gave up. Right? And all of that tenacity is paying off in just an amazing way right now. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Aquarius every Thursday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you. And I love you, and we're all in this together.